This is a higher question on plant disease. Pause the video here so you can have a go at the questions that you can see. I'm going to move the questions up now so that you can pause it for parts B and C. And then when you are ready, press play and I will go through the answers. Question 4 then is about tobacco mosaic virus, which, as it states here, is a disease affecting plants. You should already know that. It is part of your syllabus, but they will remind you of facts on occasions in an exam. The diagram below shows a leaf infected with TMV. And you can see here that it's even labelled yellow patches where the TMV has destroyed chloroplasts. We know that within chloroplasts there is chlorophyll, and we know chlorophyll is green, so we know that if there are yellow patches there is no chlorophyll, and that's going to therefore have an impact on photosynthesis. It is worth reading all of these facts first before you start to answer the question. It gets your brain in the right gear and all ready to answer straight away rather than going back and trying to figure out the answer. So, A. All tools should be washed in disinfectant after using them on plants infected with TMV. Suggest why. Suggest is our command word that means you have not been taught this. This fact will not be in your revision guide. You need to use your brain and, using what you know of the syllabus, work out an answer. If our tools are washed in disinfectant, disinfectant is going to be killing pathogens. We know that it's TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, so we know it is the viruses that we are killing. So our answer is simply to kill the virus. We would not want the virus to stay alive on our tools and be transferred to another plant. Part B. One of the symptoms, and the symptom is how you know the disease is there. So for example, in measles it's spots, if you've got a cold it's sneezes and coughs. One of the symptoms of TMV is that the leaves will become discoloured. Okay, discoloured just means not the right colour. Describe how this will affect the rate of photosynthesis. Well, we know that rate means speed. And if we look at our notes that we made right at the beginning, we can see that there's less chlorophyll, there's less chloroplasts, and that is where photosynthesis takes place. Therefore, we can say that the rate is decreased. Obviously, this is going to have some serious effect on the plant. So let's look at our last question. TMV can cause plants to produce less chlorophyll. We've looked at that. This causes leaf discoloration. We've already thought about that. Explain why plants with TMV have stunted growth. So what it's wanting us to do is to link the fact that plants produce less chlorophyll with the fact that they have less growth. So let's start at the beginning. Less chlorophyll will mean less photosynthesis. Now we know from our equation that less photosynthesis will mean less glucose is made. If less glucose is made, there is less glucose for respiration, and our respiration leads to the release of energy, so there's less energy is released. Remember, it's never made from respiration, it's not provided from respiration, it's released from respiration. So less energy is released. So less proteins can be made for growth. Remember, energy is needed to build up molecules. Proteins are built up from amino acids. Just show you that last bit there. 4 marks, you can see at the bottom. Therefore, you should have 4 bullet points. I'll end by putting the mark scheme for this last question underneath the visualizer so you can see where you got the marks. Pause it here if you want to check through your answer again.